Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving deep into a story that's not only shaking the political landscape, but also exposing deep rifts inside the MAGA movement and raising serious questions about truth, power, and accountability in America. We're talking about Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and a bombshell new Reuters/Ipsos poll that reveals just how much trust has eroded, even among Trump's own supporters. Let's break this down clearly and directly. According to the poll, 69% of Americans believe the Trump administration is actively concealing key information related to Epstein's client list. That's more than two-thirds of the country. Only 6% said they believe the government is being transparent, and about 1 in 4 respondents weren't sure. That level of distrust isn't just unusual, it's explosive. And it's especially surprising coming from a base that once viewed Trump as the man who would drain the swamp. This all stems from what was once seen as a moment of reckoning. Jeffrey Epstein, convicted sex offender, powerful financier, and close associate of global elites, was arrested in 2019 on federal charges of sex trafficking minors. He died in jail later that year, officially ruled a suicide. Before his death, he had pleaded not guilty to the charges. Afterward, the case was dismissed. But the Epstein case was never just about one man. It was about who else may have been involved, and whether anyone else would be held accountable. Trump's administration at the time promised transparency, hinting at major revelations to come. Officials suggested that key documents would be released, potentially exposing other powerful individuals tied to Epstein's alleged network. That promise ignited hopes, particularly among Trump's supporters, that justice would finally reach the elite. But last week, the Trump team abruptly reversed course, halting plans to release those documents. No official reason, no explanation, just silence. And now, we're seeing the fallout. The same supporters who once saw Trump as a fighter against elite corruption are turning on him. In the poll, nearly two-thirds of Republicans said they now believe the Trump administration is hiding critical information about Epstein's business dealings and clientele. Worse still for Trump, his approval rating on this issue has cratered. Just 17% of Americans said they approve of how he's handled the Epstein matter. That's the lowest approval rating Trump received across any issue in the entire Reuters/Ipsos survey. Even among Republicans, support was lukewarm at best. 35% approved, 29% disapproved, and the rest weren't sure or chose not to respond. Now, let's talk about Trump's response. Rather than addressing these concerns directly, Trump lashed out at critics, even those within his own base. In a social media post, he described those questioning him about Epstein as, quote, weaklings, who were, in his words, helping the Democrats. He went even further, saying, "I don't want their support anymore." This defiance might play well with his most loyal followers, but to many others, it felt like a slap in the face, especially to those who rallied around Trump, believing he'd challenge elite criminality, not protect it. Behind the scenes, however, there appears to be a scramble to contain the damage. Reuters reports that the White House is considering several options, including unsealing new documents, appointing a special prosecutor, and even drafting executive actions targeting pedophilia and child trafficking more broadly. But it may be too little too late, because the backlash is no longer just about Epstein. It's about whether Trump's movement still stands for what it once promised, or whether the same tactics of secrecy, spin, and political protection are now in play. And the pressure's building. Senior Trump advisors have reportedly reached out to top MAGA influencers, urging them to tone down the criticism and refocus on broader America First priorities. But even those efforts have exposed fractures inside Trump's coalition and tested his long-held ability to control the narrative. This scandal isn't happening in a vacuum. It's landing at a time when parts of Trump's base are already growing frustrated with other issues. The U.S. military's strikes on Iran, continued involvement in Ukraine, and concerns over immigration promises not being fully kept. In short, the Epstein fallout is amplifying a deeper sense of betrayal for many in Trump's camp. Now let's talk about Trump's past ties to Epstein. They weren't close, but they were connected. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Trump and Epstein were seen together socially on multiple occasions. And during the 2021 trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime pilot testified under oath that Trump flew on Epstein's private plane several times. Trump has repeatedly denied that claim, saying he was never on the plane and had no involvement in Epstein's illegal activities. And to date, there is no evidence implicating Trump in any criminal wrongdoing tied to Epstein. But the optics are undeniable, and the public perception is shifting. Let's also keep in mind that this whole story is unfolding in a broader climate of distrust, fueled by conspiracy theories like QAnon, which claims that a secret network of child predators exists within government and media, and that Trump was fighting to expose them. Whether you believe in that or not, one thing is clear. For many, the Epstein case was the ultimate test of whether Trump was truly different from the establishment he railed against. And now, as pressure builds and confidence drops, Trump finds himself in the awkward position of defending secrecy on an issue where his base once demanded transparency. So, what's your take? Do you believe the Trump administration is hiding something? Was the reversal on Epstein documents a mistake, or just politics as usual? And can Trump still rally the base despite growing cracks inside the movement? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dive coverage. Thanks for watching.